Journaling is a good vehicle for that, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it took me pages.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying?
It took me pages of frying you before I was like, oh, it wasn't even his fault.
And then, no, it's never not that it's not your fault. It's just that I'm mad at something that's not the heart. You know
I
what I mean?
Getting toasted in the journals like that?
There's definitely a season.
Oh, that's alright. This is the Mo Mowry Podcast. I'm Tavior Mowry.
I'm Sandy Mowry.
We're the Morys. Welcome to the podcast.
Maybe this is your first time, so like and subscribe to all the videos.
Please.
We drop every Monday.
We do a
podcast for you guys. And just truly talk about topics that have influenced or affected our lives together, like as a couple. Mostly, it's kind of, we didn't intend for it to be that way, but it feels like, at least for this season of the podcast, like that is what's connecting the most, and that is what people have been engaging with us on. Relationship, emotions, and how they kind of coincide. So we were just talking about as individuals and as a couple, like how do we process emotion outside of one another, but in like a creative way. We're both musicians, we both play guitar, and we both write music and lyrics, and we have found that like having an avenue like journaling or like songwriting is another healthy way to get kind of what's in your heart out of your head and onto something tangible. And it feels like, at least for me, I started journaling. I've probably been journaling my whole life. Obviously, as a kid, it was like a diary, you know, like
Dear diary.
Right. I found some old stuff like when I'm like 9.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Dang.
Saying nothing.
Golden year?
Yeah. And it's like Lexi didn't clean the room. You know what I mean? Like nothing. But it's like I've been practicing this, you know, for a very long time.
Where'd that come from?
I want to say mom. But it may have been like movies. You know what I mean? Like all little girls had diaries. I really wanted the one that locked and you had to use like a
lock it key or something like that.
No, I never had that, but it was just like part of the culture, I feel like.
Yeah, like late 90s, early 2000s?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Lizzie McGuire, that was all the segues. Was like her like
that's her little cartoon?
Mm-hmm.
Oh dang.
So it was like, can I have a diary? You know what I mean? I want to say we weren't allowed to have a diary. We were allowed to have journals, but what's the difference? Who knows? I don't know. I think because also diaries were kind of like gossipy. Like it was like if somebody found it, it was like a big deal because you were talking like so bad about whoever, you know? So probably that's why mom was like, it's not that. You know, like this is not.
You just fry something.
But I still used it like that. Like next thing got smoked in my journal. But so since 9 to I'm 29 now, so I've been journaling, and it's looked different later in life. Like how much? Like there was a season when we first started to tour. Every morning I would write like 5 pages.
Dang. You got time.
We were in the van, just like had a 6-hour drive, you know, and I only had to do 3 hours, so I would just journal.
Dang, that's crazy.
But so I've used that as a way to process with no filter for many years. But I remember when I wouldn't say introduced, but started asking you, like, do you journal? You know what I mean? You didn't have it wasn't like, no, I definitely don't, but you were like, not really.
Yeah, I had. It was just kind of like, this journaling for me is a beautiful thing. Like, it's a really good thing for me. I just don't do it all the time. Like
now we're to the point where I'm like, have you journaled? And you're like, no, like go journal.
Yeah. And it's like when I'm consistently journaling, I feel so good. Like my thoughts are kind of, there's nothing backed up. It's uniform as far as the way that my thoughts are coming out and preceding themselves. I just need to do it more.
It's it feels unimportant until you need it.
Yeah.
So like if I journaled yesterday, I'm like, I'm straight. You know what I mean?
Facts.
If I journaled a week ago, I'm like, I think I just journaled recently, you know? And then you don't, and then it goes, like a month goes by and you're like, I'm just uptight and
it's hazy.
Yeah. But I talk to God when I journal. That's the clearest I hear him is when I'm journaling.
Same.
I
literally be writing as if I'm talking to him.
Me too. Do you write his responses?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I used to be way more confident in that though. Like, this is what I'm saying. This is exactly what God's saying. This is what I said. This is exactly what God said. And now I'm like, am I embellishing?
Just like, yeah.
Yeah, am I taking something and really running with it?
I think it's more so for me, like, I'll spill my heart in ink. And then, like, the Holy Spirit will come and be like, essentially breaking apart the spilling of my heart. Mm-hmm. And then I'll have, like, some crazy revelation by that. And then instruction always follows. Which is like, it's almost like prayer on paper.
100%. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Which, again, just like prayer, it's a practice. Mm-hmm. So it like you do get better at it. Mm-hmm. Like, and not that you can journal wrong, but you can journal better. Uh-huh. And better to me is just understanding, getting to my heart quickly and hearing the heart of God quickly. So like sometimes I'm mad at you for something that's not the heart of the matter. Right. And it takes me a second to get journal and process to get to
but journaling is a good vehicle for that though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it took me pages.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It took me pages of frying you before I was like, oh, it wasn't even his fault.
And then, no, it's never not that it's not your fault. It's just that I'm mad at something that's not the heart. You know what I mean?
Getting toasted in the journals like that?
There's definitely a season.
Oh, that's all right.
Not recent. I don't think recently.
It's not like a consistent thing.
No.
I can take a season.
Yeah.
Everybody has their seasons.
Yeah.
But
that's how that's how, like, when we're in heated seasons, you get through. Like, I get through because I have a place to process. And now, thankfully, I have counselors and I have sisters, but there's still, like, for me, when I'm processing specifically about our marriage or specifically about him, I still always want to talk with honor and respect, and when I'm talking to a person. And so there are things that I'll not omit, like, from a lying perspective, but
when you're talking to somebody, yeah, it's just that like respect.
Yeah, that I just wouldn't have you out there like that. Right. But my journal,
going crazy. I might need to take a peek. Like, no. Dang, it's like that.
I don't even know that you'd be so hurt. I think you'd understand it.
Yeah.
But I think it's just like the
reading
word vomit of it, where it's just like this. There's no tact in this. There's no thinking about how is this. How do I? It's just coming out, and onto the page.
I feel that. That might be an interesting read. Catching some strays, even though
what
they're not
season
strays.
Do you want to read it?
They're like direct joints.
Yeah, I don't really stray.
You a sharpshooter?
Sure.
I'm cool off that, actually. I'm gonna catch some feelings like, hey, wait, hold up.
This was 6 years ago, but somehow I'm mad.
Dang, you was doing it that long ago?
Yeah, I mean, I have, like, when we first met, I have, like, a first date all journaled in real time.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
I think I remember you reading that the first date to me.
Really?
Yeah, you were like banging on my music low key. He played me his whole project. It's like cool. He's no Kendrick Lamar though. I was like, dang, I'm not even rapping like that.
I don't remember that at all. You obviously remember it.
Obviously, because I'm like, why are you comparing me to Kendrick? And you
were back then. You were rapping.
I was more like poet.
No way.
Yeah, I wasn't rapping.
Yeah.
But anyway, I can't believe I played you all that music on the first date though.
You were trying to really get me.
No, I wasn't. I was just like, you trying to hear this? I made it in headphones. Give me a break.
It has nothing to do with you making it in headphones. Why were you playing music?
You know, I was fired up.
What was?
Just the vibe.
Why were you playing music?
Because I was setting the vibe.
Exactly. You were not just on. I just want to play the vibe.
Yeah, we was. Don't even get me started on that, Z.
On what?
You out here getting tea.
I have never tried to make you think that that's not what it was.
That's true. I honestly don't know why I was playing you music like that. I really wasn't thinking like this is gonna be like a cool thing. I think I was just like sharing out of friendship.
I'm sure. Sharing out of friendship.
Yeah.
That doesn't line up, but the first time I saw you, I knew who you were. I didn't even touch you, so I don't know what you're looking at. It's just like your story's incongruent. That's okay. Back to the journaling.
Okay.
So, journaled my whole life. I highly recommend journaling because if you don't have a journal or even like a piece of paper and a pen, like set the timer on your phone for like 3 minutes, 5 minutes, like nothing, like you don't have to do 5 pages, but just sit down and go, today I feel cool because I paid my bills last week and I still have money in my checking account and it's not as much as I wanted it to be, but this wasn't the case a month ago. So I think I'm growing and that makes me feel good. Or today's weird, like I haven't talked to my best friend in a week and I don't know if we're not cool or if it's just life. Like you'll notice the stuff that comes to the surface when you just start. And when processing through emotion in all of life, it's so important to have a pulse on what's happening inside of you, whether that be situational, like an emotionally high thing, negative or positive, meaning a death in the family could be like, this is an emotional high and it's so sad, or a birth and it's like, this is an emotional high and I'm so happy. Like you need to know what that is so that you can know how you're processing through life in that moment. And journaling is a great compass to just be like, this is what it is, and you can kind of trace back like, oh, this is what I'm feeling and this is why. I didn't think about that, but now that I do. And songwriting for me has been that. Not everybody's a songwriter. That's fine. Everybody can tell their own story. And so that's why I think journaling is so important. But for a long time, I didn't have the emotional intelligence to jump right into how I was feeling. I pretty much stayed on situations. But songwriting would tell me, when I listened back to a song I had written, it told me exactly how I was feeling because songwriting is so connected to my heart. I don't really write, like, we actually fought when we first got together because the storytelling part of the song is like so important to me. Again, I grew up in Nashville, so like songwriters are a dime a dozen. Like there's just we're everywhere. But the crafting of a beautiful story, like the art of that, it's a skill that when done very well is just like so stunning to me. So for a long time I looked at it like I'm just trying to get better at this skill and completely ignored how I was feeling. But then I would listen back to a song, and I have some sad songs. Like, there's a song called, gosh, which one is this? Is it not Make Me Believe? It's like, I'm trying to think of the lyric, because it's, I don't know, I feel like I'll never be enough. It's talking about being like in love. It's a song that I was writing about God, but it's like, I'm losing it. What if somewhere deep inside I'm choosing it? Because I was talking about mental illness at that point because I was like feeling so depressed. Can it take my mind without my own consent? Am I in on this? And then it's talking about like, oh man, I feel so crazy because you gave me life, and then I kind of seems like it ruined it. And the chorus is saying, I'll never be enough to like be worthy of love that you give me. And it just kind of ends like that. And I remember playing that for Beth, the counselor, and she was like, I've never heard your heart. You've never been this honest with me, essentially. And I was thinking I'm just penning something nice, you know, like completely disconnected from me. I'm just like, this isn't just nice songwriting. And it was like in that moment that I connected the dots where I'm like, oh, like the soul part of me is like begging to be seen and like begging to be realized. And songwriting for me has become an intentional way to do that, but it kind of was always the avenue that I chose it in.
I feel that.
I first heard the first song that I remember of yours that was like 100% connected. I could always see the story. Was the one that you wrote about being passive aggressive?
Hey there. My joint's hilarious.
Why?
Because it's funny. Because I was just like fresh off a argument with you.
Is that when you wrote it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wrote that in one sitting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, me and Chris was on some like, we were on a wave. Like, he started the track and then he started like doing stuff and I was just like writing something and then like I just left the room and I was just like, I told him to turn it up a little louder and he kept producing the song and I was just in the living room writing everything and I was like, it's done. And then we just recorded it.
Wow, all in one day.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like it went that fast? Lyrically for you.
I think, well, like, not to get like crazy technical, I had the chorus. And once I write the chorus, what?
Oh my God.
Why are you laughing?
This is really good.
Because once I have the chorus, everything else is downhill. Verses are like really, really easy for me to write. And choruses too, but it's just like the chorus is like, this is a flag that I'm planting in the ground. And everything else revolves around that thing. Which is why the verses are really easy to write because now I know what I'm writing about. But I think the difficult part about the hook isn't necessarily like the writing of the hook, but figuring out where am I about to put this flag. And since I came in hot, I was like, this is where the flag is. And everything was just like, zoom, you know what I mean? But like, as far as songwriting is concerned, I think I'm still discovering that because a lot of it is like me discovering my voice and like singing. So like I didn't have the tools to articulate myself in that way. Like I could always do it lyrically, but maybe not melodically with my voice until like recently. However, like playing guitar, I would express my emotion through that, like very deeply. Even like to the point of crying while I'm playing.
Really?
Yeah, like pretty often.
Still?
Like, you be away, yeah.
Oh, it's when I'm not home.
Yeah. Or, like, maybe you're just out or whatever. But, yeah, I think...
Is that, like, since the inception of playing guitar, it's been that way?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So, like, I started playing guitar as, like, a form of therapy for myself. It made me feel good. Like, literally, like, playing guitar makes me feel good. Just, like, upstairs, like, before we came down here, I was playing because that was what was in my heart. Not like just playing to play, I guess. And sometimes it can move like that in production. Like I remember one time I was pretty upset with you and I just made this like really aggressive sounding song with like programming drums in like a way where like, I don't know, I try to just like put myself into something.
That's why this is a little bit of a side note, but that's why it's important that you pay attention to what you listen to. Like people pay attention because
facts, yeah.
Most artists, like we're kind of giving the behind the curtains look on like, oh, you know, this is a song I wrote because my heart was in it. But most people put their emotion into their music, and whatever they're dealing with in their soul or in their spirit, they are putting into the music. And so that temperature has ability to like change atmospheres physically, but then also just like in you and in your heart and in your mood. because of that, because we as artists use art as an outlet a lot of times. Not saying you were doing something bad.
No.
I just thought about that. I was like, that's how it works for so many of us.
No. But no, that I'll keep it lit with you. When I'm making music, all I'm thinking about is how is this going to make someone feel. That's everything. Whether it be like a bop, a song like Single Fan Confessions, which is just like a slow, introspective song. Every single like check down the list, from like the instrument to what the instrument is playing to how it's being like manipulated sound wise, the form of the song, the tempo, how does the beat move, like all of it revolves around like, am I articulating to this person how I feel, which like in turn is pretty much me being like, I want you to feel this way because this is how I feel and I want you to feel this too. So like if you feel dope listening to this, that's intentional.
Yeah.
I want you to feel dope. You know what I mean?
That also makes me feel like when you were saying guitar, because at the beginning we were talking about songwriting and journaling, that guitar is kind of the way that I do it. I forget that because I'm an artist in the music side of life, that like Jake, my brother-in-law, who is a welder, I wonder if he ever like uses welding to process emotion or...
I feel like everyone, it's expression, right? So like I truly believe that like people who have interests and passions express themselves through those things. And like you talk to Jake and like this dude is passionate about granite countertops. And that's fire. Like that's dope. You know what I mean? And I'm always just into passionate people in general.
That's true. That is very true.
Yeah. If you're a passionate person, don't be afraid of your passion. Let that joint burn so bright and so hot, and don't be self-conscious about it. Be proud of it, obviously, in like a reasonable way. But yeah, don't quiet your flame if it makes other people uncomfortable. Just had to get that off from my fellow passionate people.
Yeah. This is probably like a different thing. I do think that everything you're saying is 100% valid. And let it burn to me because of maybe your specific passion. I'm like, you also have to say there's a way to yield it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like forest fire.
Facts.
Where it's like the control and passion is just as much, it's just as cool as the passion itself.
Facts.
It's like, don't dump water on it.
No.
To dim it.
No.
But it's like learning how to like.
Yeah, don't let it like obviously have control. Not obviously, because I wasn't being obvious when I was saying have control over your passion.
And then it's a superpower.
Well, it's like
Avatar, that last Airbender.
Facts.
You know how they can like
mess with the fires of like
yeah.
Oh, I kind of just perceive it as like your strength, your biggest strength is your greatest weakness.
Right.
So, like, if like anything, if it's not respected and controlled and like skillfully used, like that joint can end up burning you too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was gonna say I'm not really a passionate person, but I don't know if that's true.
You are a passionate person. You're just passionate about different things.
Yeah. People?
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that runs me hot the quickest.
Uh-huh.
Do you think so? What?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing.
You disagree?
Nah. You're definitely
like
that.
I don't.
Tell me more. Like
yes, and if people aren't seen, like if I feel like there's a people group who's being misrepresented or not seen or not heard, and I can see why, that will set me off. Wait, but I'm passionate about what I do.
I feel like everyone.
But not in the way that you are.
I feel like everyone's passionate, but also it's like we have different personalities.
Yes. So it's held in a different casing. But what people don't know about you is you seem like the more like chill, like
I am. I'm super cold. I'm ice cold, ice cube.
No. We're gonna have some of your family members on here one day. It really exposed you.
But like, I think I am learning to express myself more, like openly, I guess. But it's like people at work know I be talking. You know what I'm saying? Like people that I'm around know I speak and I express myself. I have opinions. I'm very heavy-handed in how I feel. I think it's
you
just...
think your people on work know you're heavy-handed in how you feel?
Yeah, kind of.
Exactly.
Maybe.
I don't think so.
They don't.
Yeah.
Not like y'all, it's good, but it's like, I don't know. Sorry.
What?
Can you explain? Wait, what were you gonna say?
I just said the passion, like the yielding it.
No, not the yielding passion, but the like, what they don't know about me.
Oh, that you're not as chill as you come across.
Oh. I'm
That's
both
true.
at the same time, though.
No.
Yes, I am. Because how could I be super chill, dude, in one moment and then, like,
Have you the line in the Hulk where, and the Avengers, I think it's in Avengers where Hulk is like, do you know my secret?
What?
The Hulk, he's like, has to figure out how to be the normal guy.
Uh-huh.
And then turn into the Hulk.
Okay.
And so they're like, how do you know?
Uh-huh.
And then he's like, do you want to know my secret?
Uh-huh.
And then he's like, yeah, what? And he's like, I'm always angry.
Mm.
And so he's saying he can always access the Hulk because he can always get to anger quickly because it's always kind of brewing.
Uh-huh.
I feel that...
So you're saying I'm the Hulk?
I'm saying you're the Hulk.
Like angry?
No, I don't think it's anger, but I think it's that passion that, like, at any time can debate something, at any time can, like... But the Hulk is still always there.
Yeah.
So, even when he's the scientist guy...
AKA Mr. Cool Guy.
Not Mr. Cool Guy.
That's Miss... I thought I was
but I
Mr.
think
Cool
that
Guy.
you are... I just can't give you Cool Guy.
Why are you such a hater?
It's not hating.
It's just crazy.
I
It's
just
so
can't give
wild.
you Mr. Cool Guy.
It's
Mr. Cool
wild.
Guy is just not...
Then who is that person? Like, if it's not Mr. Cool Guy,
Why are you calling him Mr. Cool Guy?
I just want to know.
Why do you want to be cool?
Cause I'm ice cold.
I would say I'll give you chill. I'll give you chill.
Yeah.
There's like 2% of you that's chill.
That's enough.
Why do you fight for that so much? You know you're not that way.
Mr. Cool Guy.
Please stop saying Mr. Cool Guy.
All right, I'm with that.
If I was saying I'm introverted,
Cat.
like, but I'm like no, but like there are like I generally am introverted.
Nah, you nah.
See what I'm saying?
I'm
That's how I feel
not
about you
introverted either. I'm not.
I wasn't saying that was an example.
Okay.
I was saying that's how I feel about you saying you're chill and cool.
That's not true.
I'm like, to some, it may be perceived that way, but that doesn't mean that is who you are. So I don't want to give you chill because sometimes you're perceived that way.
Who I am encompasses that. You can be many things. Just like how do scientists.
He always
and Hulk.
gets deep. He always wants to like kind of change the subject.
I'm not changing this. I just took it back to the analogy of Hulk.
You can be many things.
And Hulk and scientist guy, right? Is the Hulk a scientist?
What are you saying?
Okay, in the movie, right? He said, the secret is I'm always angry. So he knew how to tap into being the Hulk, right? Is the Hulk, when he's green, is he still a scientist? Is he?
I don't know. I don't know.
So when he's not green, is he a scientist?
Yes. But is the monster a scientist as well?
It's the same person, is it?
This analogy was definitely not something that I thought we were going to go this far into because I don't know the Hulk like that.
I know, but what I'm saying is, like, that's still... I think his name's, like, Bruce Banner or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like Bruce Wayne and Batman. Like, Bruce Wayne is Batman, and Batman is also Bruce Wayne. So, like...
I know, and what Batman you're missing about this is I'm not trying to give you that you are Bruce or whatever. I'm saying that's why I said if you said I'm introverted.
Oh, so I'm never. I don't want to say.
Mr. Cool
MCG.
Guy. I knew you were gonna go to letters. Just say Mr. Cool Guy at this point. My point is, just because you're perceived as something does not make you that thing. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Ooh, MCG goes crazy. Ooh.
And on that note,
I can still be super passionate guy and Mr. Cool Guy at the same time. They just come in different waves.
okay.
Thanks.
I don't think that's true. I don't agree with you, but I'm fine with you landing there.
That's okay.
Because just because somebody perceives you as something doesn't mean that's what you are.
I know,
in yourself, in your own body,
uh-huh.
you feel you are not chill.
Yes, I am. In some regards, I'm on just like on some like when I'm like checked out, I'm super smooth. Like I'm just like, man, not smooth in the sense of like, but like smooth as in like, man, like this, whatever, like this doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like I can click into that zone and be like, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. It's too much.
Can't win.
Apathy is not being chill. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's also like maybe not apathy.
That's literally what you said.
Okay, well, let me recount my statement. I recently saw this quote of Keanu Reeves, right? Where he was like, I'm at the point in my life where I like no longer desire to have conversations with people about things. And he was like, even if somebody was like 1 + 1 = 5, I'm like, you're right. Like, have fun. For me,
like unbothered.
That's Mr. Cool Guy. Because you're just like, yo, this is not about to like affect
and
me.
I
like,
don't believe Tavior Mowry. I don't believe that if somebody was over there saying 1 + 1 = 5, I think you would go, okay. And I think in your insides you would be like, that is 100% wrong.
Yeah, that's wrong, but also
raging.
Not raging, but like I think I am developing and maturing into the kind of person that like has the grace and understanding of like, you know what, like that's where that person is, and like sometimes it's not worth me even dabbling in that. And on like maybe even a more like valuable side, it's like, you know, if you ever wrestle with pigs, you're gonna get in the mud. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like pigs in the mud analogy being like, if somebody were coming at me sideways or trying to rile me up or trying to get a reaction out of me, like my response is, nah. Like I'm just gonna keep it pushing. And like that's where I desire to be personally. Look. MCG action. Never hurt nobody.
This is marriage. I just.
Okay, let's talk real quick about like my all right. So I grew up in a military household. My dad was in the military for 20 years. My mom was in for 13. And if you know anything about the military, they always use acronyms for everything. MO means of operation. MCG in this particular case is me saying like Mr. Cool Guy. And I do that frequently. Like, what's another one that I have?
It literally can be anything you want to say at any moment.
Like, for example, when Triumph was super young and he started eating food, this guy would only eat mango, sweet potatoes, avocado, and that's it. Mango, avocado, sweet potatoes. Is that right?
I think so.
I think I used to call it Spam. So like sweet potato, avocado, mango. Like, yeah, Triumph loves Spam. Like, what should we get from the store? We should get some Spam. And
do you see how? Yeah, I'm happy that you use that.
Granted,
I know. Do you see how Spam is a product? So in the normal sentence, he's not explaining this to me at all. He'd be like, "Let's get some Spam for try," and I'm like,
he doesn't eat meat.
And he's like, "Oh nah, it's an acronym." Sweet and then he'll go guess.
He'll say,
yes, what is it?
Time out though. Time out. We have physical evidence when I said MCG, you knew exactly what I was talking about.
The first time you said it, I said I knew you were going to turn it into letters.
But you knew what I was talking about.
Because you had said MCG
I didn't.
4 million times.
I said what?
Mr. Cool Guy. 4 million times. At that point, in order for you not to say it, I knew you were going to turn it into letters. Because I said, stop saying that. And then you said, okay. So his idea was like, ooh, I won't say the words, but I'll turn them into letters. That's what I say. This is what I always say to him. Don't little brother me.
And you're also a little younger sibling too, right?
I'm the youngest.
Yeah.
But I don't younger sibling you.
Sometimes.
No.
Low key.
When?
Like, burning me in your diary.
No, that's marriage.
Sometimes it's not fair. Like, y'all be hearing how Zanny talks and, like, she's so in tune with her emotions and communicating herself and articulating.
It's because I journal, people. This is back to the point. Go get a journal.
See, look, she's even changing. She's going like this.
Hell no. Look. I'm trying to get back to the point of our podcast this day, this week.
I want to get this off real quick, though. Sometimes.
You're trying to say that I'm smart.
You're so intelligent.
And I'm quick.
Super quick. Dangerously quick. But yeah, I feel like I'm yapping right now. But this is really me. And let me know in the comments if you do think this is some MCG energy. Let me know if it's not.
Can't wait. I can't wait to comment.
Please pull up in the comments.
Good night, everybody.
We love y'all. This is the Mo Mowry Podcast.
Get a journal.
Get a journal. Please like, subscribe, share this with your loved ones.
Write about us in your journal.
Write about us in your journal.
Take notes.
Take notes. Write about how Tavior actually is a pretty cool guy, and we should probably convince Zanny that that's the truth.
I didn't say you're not cool.
And
I said
also,
you're not chill.
Just like how we convinced Zanny to hook it up with a food processor, we also want to get an espresso machine.
You did not convince me that was an anniversary gift.
It was an anniversary gift, but also there were people commenting like, yo, you should get Tav a food processor.
You realize there's a whole group of people who have no idea what you're talking about.
I do, but now they know what I'm talking about. Y'all, we're getting an espresso machine. It's gonna be lit. I love y'all. Peace.